Hello world, I'm Dakota Shantz, and today we are in front of Stageloft Repertory Theater. I am currently a part of Beauty and the Beast that is happening right now. We are in the middle of Tech Week, and for those of you who don't know what Tech Week is, it is the week before our first performance, and during that week we practice as much as possible and put the final touches of the show. I play Silly Girl number 2, and in these next few videos I will be taking you behind the scenes of putting on a show, or as I call it, behind the magic. Come on, let's go see inside. And this is the lobby. It normally doesn't look like this, but this is what it looks like during Tech Week. Normally it's a little bit more presentable, but it's a little overwhelming right now, let's just say. And right here is the blackboard. This is normally where the cast pictures and all the information is set up. This is Christine's desk. This is where she sells all the tickets and gives us our books, and let's just say she has a lot of stuff back here. Let's go into the house. This is the most famous moose. It used to be in the lobby, but now it's right here. And this is it. This right here is the stage. That's where all the magic happens. And if you turn around, this is the audience. It holds roughly 130 people. And up there, that's the lighting booth for where all of the lights and sounds are controlled. So if you want to get a boom or a crash or a lightning flash, then there are certain buttons you can press, and it just goes. And up here is everywhere from Belle's Village to the castle, or to the woods. And the rest of it is slowly making its way. And this, right here, this riser, is where I dance. This is Leah Marley's famous keyboard. And this is the magical enchanted rose that is given to the beast at the beginning when an enchantress wants a place to sleep. Come on, let's go see backstage. Right here are all of the male leads' costumes. This is the Beast's costume, and many different costumes. This is one of the different capes. And this right here is the famous Gaston's costume. And this is my good friend Cogsworth and Lumiere, and many other costumes used throughout the show. This is the prop shelf. Now we have a rule. If it's not yours, you don't touch it. But this is an egg. I'm gonna touch it. I've broken the rules. It's okay. Now, be our guest, use these hats, dance like forks, knives, and spoons. And these, right here, are Lumiere's candle hat. It's very nice. You can't touch the top because it's very fragile. And these costumes right here, all of the villagers' costumes that are used in Belle's Village. And here's some more hats. Some plates, some spoons, some knives, some forks. But when we put on the show, all the lights are turned off. And these lights right here are turned on so we feel like movie stars. right here in the song Gaston, we have clinkers who do many different tricks. So if you see the show, see many clinkers. And this, right here, come along. If you come in, these are all of the female dresses. So the Silly Girls, which the yellow one is mine, and LeFou's, and Chips, and this is Babette. This is her costume before she changes. And then this is Belle's famous costume. It's amazing. It's fabulous. She wears it during her ballroom dance. And this is Madame de la Grande Bouche. So it's her costume. And this is the Enchantress's costume. Many of these costumes are used during different points of the show. And this right here is Madame de la Grande Bouche's dresser before she changes. And this is the famous Chips hat. And right here, this is Maurice's contraption. It's still in the process of being made, but you get the gist. Come on, let's go back on stage. As you can see, it loops around, so we can have many different entrances to the stage. And here we back are. This stage right here is the home of many places that I have been a part of. This is where the magic happens. I'm now sitting with Jackie Johnson. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
What do you do around Stageloft?
So I'm the choreographer at Stageloft for a bunch of their musicals, and I'm specifically the choreographer for Beauty and the Beast Jr. right now.
How did you get into choreography?
So when I was really little, all of my friends, we would hang out at each other's houses, and we would always try to come up with dances for the current songs. Then that turned into really enjoying the choreography rehearsals when I was in shows in middle school and high school, and then one year in college, my friend and I, the show that we were doing, we didn't really want to audition for, but we wanted to be involved. So we just applied, and we were the choreographers.
What was the first show you choreographed?
So the first show I choreographed was in college. It was Fame. It was pretty difficult for a first show because it's kids that go to a performing arts school. So they're really good singers and dancers and had tons of dance breaks. But it was a really cool experience for me to dive right in and just really experiment with a bunch of different dance styles, and it was really fun.
That must have been really exciting.
Yeah.
And last question, how do you come up with all the choreography for each dance number?
So first I will listen to the song and try to get just like the mood of the song and figure out what style of dance it is. So is it hip hop, is it a jazz, lyrical, ballroom? So then once I have like my base feeling for the song, I'll go through and try to find moves that I think highlight the abilities of the cast. Then I'll run through it a couple times, see what works, what doesn't work, make some changes, and then go ahead and teach it.
That's really interesting. Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.
I'm now sitting with Leah Marley. Hi, Leah.
Hi.
I was wondering what you do for Stageloft.
I'm Stageloft's music director since Nutcrackers. I think it was 2015, winter. Which basically means I teach the music for all the musicals, and I play piano in the pit. Sometimes it's just me, and sometimes there's a few other people.
When did you start playing piano?
I started playing piano probably when I was like 5 or 6. I just messed around with it, but then when I was 9 years old, I officially started taking lessons.
When did you do your first accompaniment to a show?
My first show was my sophomore year of high school. It was Into the Woods. I didn't wasn't particularly interested in doing it, but my band director just handed me the book. But it was fun. I loved it. Here I am.
Last question. Out of all the shows you have accompanied, which one has been your favorite?
Gonna have to go with the Addams Family. I just love the music, and I think it's funny, and there's never a part in the show where it's like, I'm bored. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Leah.
Thank you.
And this is my good friend, Christine Taylor.
Thank you, Dakota. Hi, everybody.
Christine, what do you do at Stageloft?
I do everything at Stageloft. Actually, for the past 2 years, I have been the owner and executive director here at Stageloft Theater, which means that I get to choose all the shows. I do all the advertising. I run the box office and ticketing. I produce every single show that we do, and then I choose a few of them to direct myself. The others I hire directors for. I run all the auditions. Pretty much do it all, including vacuuming the floors and cleaning the bathrooms on a weekly basis. Yes, that is me.
What is your favorite part about putting on a show?
My favorite part about putting on a show? I have a couple. Can I give you a couple? Okay. One is the people that I get to work with, whether that is adults or youth actors. I am always very excited and inspired by people who are creative and love bringing characters and stories to life, and that makes me have an awful lot of fun doing my job, being surrounded by creative people all the time. What was the question again? What was the other part?
What is your favorite part about putting on a show?
Oh, okay. So, all right. Oh, so my other favorite part about putting on the show, I think I mentioned this to you before, is that I love presenting the finished product to the audience and getting to see what their reaction is. Nothing makes me happier than listening to an audience roaring with laughter or applauding the actors on stage, and just having a great time coming and seeing one of our shows. That, for me, makes it all worthwhile.
Out of all the shows you have directed, which one has been your favorite?
Okay, so that's hard because my favorite is always the one that I'm currently working on, it seems. I like Beauty and the Beast an awful lot. I did a couple last year that I really enjoyed. One was called Sorry Wrong Chimney. It was our Christmas show. It was a great group of people to work with and a very fun show. And I think my first year as the artistic director, one of the shows I directed was the Addams Family musical, and that was an absolute blast because it's a great show. And actually one of my kids was in it, so that was really fun to work with him. Yeah, so it just changes. But I think Beauty and the Beast is my current favorite. Thank you.
Why did you pick Beauty and the Beast?
Why did I? Beauty and the Beast, I think, is my favorite of all the Disney princess movies. Has been ever since it first came out and I saw it in the movie theater. Way before you were born, my little friend Dakota. And we did Little Mermaid last year, which was wonderful. And when choosing this year's show, I looked through all of the different shows available and decided, I think it's time to do Beauty and the Beast. And I think probably in the back of my mind was, and it won't hurt that the major motion picture is coming out soon after we do our production. So I guess Beauty and the Beast was on my mind this year.
Last question. What do you think is the most important factor when putting on a show?
Oh, so for me, it's all about the people that I get to work with. I start with choosing my creative team. So if I'm directing, it's who else is going to be on the creative staff with me. In this case, Jackie Johnson is our choreographer. Leah Marley is our music director, and they are both incredibly creative and hardworking, and we all get along great, have similar sensibilities, and balance each other really well. When I am just producing, then it's the directors and the other staff that I choose and hire. But then it's also the actors, whether they are youth or whether they are adults. It's just the people that you choose to surround yourself with and to work on the production. Attitude, personality is just as important to me as talent. You can choose to pick people that you know you're going to have a great experience with. And when you do, then it just makes it all worthwhile. I think that's really important as well. Okay. So when you asked me what my favorite show that I was ever in was?
Yes.
Okay. You might remember a little show called Annie Get Your Gun. I think that was when I first met you, Dakota.
Yeah.
And you played my little baby sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was that, like 14 years ago or something?
12.
12.
No, not 12 years ago. So I'm 12 now.
Yeah.
I was probably 8.
So it was a while ago.
So probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
True story, Dakota tried to kill me on stage every night.
Did.
Just saying, she did.
Tried to like push her off a swing.
Push
and
her off a
everything.
moving swing. Yes, it was tragic, but I still love her, so. All right, well, I hope you guys can come and see Beauty and the Beast, and if you don't, I hope you've enjoyed watching a little bit about behind the scenes at Stageloft Theater here with my friend Dakota Shantz.
Well, thank you, Christine.
Thank you, Dakota.
Have a good night.
Good night.